Well, I came over here to the short game range to get ready for Rick in the back nine. How are you, Rick? Good to see you again.
How are you? Great. Nice
I'm doing
to have you
great.
back, and we got a nice spring day today for a change.
Yeah, we sure do. You know, Rick, here at Bulle Rock, not only do you have 18 great golf holes, but the chance to go to the driving range or come right here and practice on what may be, outside of putting, the most important part of the game.
We've got really great amenities. I think that's, you know, another part of that makes Bulle Rock special. Obviously, we've got a 3-game short game area here. We've got a 17,000 square foot putting green right to the right of the first tee, and we've got a double fairway all grass tee driving range. And along with that, we've got a great lesson program. I teach with video. I've got a great video system. So, you know, from the standpoint of people working on their game before they play, and just coming down and you can hit all the balls you want to before you play, and obviously spend some time on the short game area before and after play. It's just, you know, it's a great complement to the golf course.
Absolutely. You know, everybody tries to hit it as far as they can with that driver. But like I said, I mentioned to you even earlier, I think the two most important parts of a match are figuring out everybody's handicap on the first hole and then trying to get that ball close. And this is where you take care of the latter.
And you definitely need that here. You need a good short game if you're going to come down and play Bulle Rock.
Yeah, Pete Dye, he gives you his options with his little runoff areas and everything like that, so you better have that.
He does, and there's a lot of subtleties in the greens, and just, you know, all in all, it's just a great challenge.
Now, I know you have some favorite holes on the back like you did on the front, one of them being the 13th hole, which may be your most favorite hole.
13 is my favorite hole. It's a great long par 4, but it's a great par 4. There's a ravine off to the right. You've got to be careful, and visually, in my mind, it's a stunning hole. There's an old foundation in the slope of that ravine, and so that's in my mind, that's a really great hole. And we're going to take a look at 12, which is a really neat par 3 with some water. And obviously, we're going to go check out at number 18 and finish with with a good, strong finishing hole.
Yeah, good, strong finishing hole here at Bulle Rock. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Great. Rick, this is number 12, the first of 2 par 3s on the back 9. And you know, the genius of an architect, and certainly of Pete Dye, is what he does with the options. And here on this tee, from back right, from the tips, you got a totally different hole than front left.
You do, and you know, again, normally it's a little bit different today. The wind's blowing off the water. Usually the wind's blowing towards the water, the prevailing wind on this hole, but certainly can give you different looks. And you know, again, he's a master at drawing your eye to where you shouldn't be, and I think this is typical of that look, and vastly different for the average golfer as far as bringing the water into play, and as it would be with a scratch golfer, and going back on the back of the tees and having a lot different angle to it.
And like we've said so many times, part of the enjoyment of the game, here or anywhere, but especially at a golf course like this, is knowing the right set of tees for your game. There's no sense in coming back here if you're a 15 to 20 handicap golfer and saying, well, let me see what I can do from back here.
You're going to go, if you try and do that,
plus you want to buy a lot of balls from Rick Rounsaville.
You're going to buy a lot of balls, and you're going to go home with your tail between your legs. And but you know, again, this is part of what I think makes Bulle Rock so special.
Rick, here's number 13. This is a dogleg par 4, dogleg right. And if you look up there at the green, you see the traditional Pete Dye railroad ties boarding around that bunker. And then you got down here a stone wall, which they uncovered during construction. Huh?
It was an old foundation of some sort. We were never really able to find out what it was, but it just kind of blended in. This is one of my favorite holes on the golf course. It's a great driving hole. You have to be very careful. Obviously, you can't miss this fairway right at all, and you got a relatively narrow fairway. There's usually some pretty tall fescue on the left-hand side, so there's a premium on the drive. And not only that, it's the length of the hole. It's one of the longer par 4s, so you've got a long iron shot into a you know, again, a pretty narrow green with well bunkered, and there's a lot of contours on the greens. It's just the epitome of a terrific par 4.
And right at the dogleg, as you look from the vantage point we are here, I don't know if the camera's able to pick it up, but it does slope down, so there's a little release point, I guess, if you hit it far enough.
If you hit it far enough,
you
get a little more out of it. Yes,
yeah.
It does help a little bit. But you can also get some side hill lies, a little bit side hill. The ball's a little bit below your feet a lot of times there. So it's just a great par 4.
And then up there, you got to land it on the green because the way it's bunkered and the entrance point, you can't take a chance of just running something up there.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to run it up. There's a little depression in the front, and it kind of runs up, slopes slightly up in the front of the green. So you got to hit a good shot in there.
Rick, this is number 18, great closing hole. And you know, one thing we didn't talk about too much this trip, the last time we were on 18 here, we saw a deer coming out of the nearby woods. And then on our trip here this time, we saw an eagle soaring over a pond. I think there were actually 2 of them. You never know what you're going to run into.
One of the great things about the golf course, there's a lot of nature, and you know, we see a lot of different, you know, obviously birds and animals around here, being close to the bay, and just where we are, the location is really nighttime. There's deer all over the place out here. It's pretty cool.
When the LPGA McDonald's Championship was here, this is a very memorable hole, and of course you have the water up the left side, and then the green. You can do a lot of things with the pin placement once you get there.
This hole reminds me very much of the TPC 18 finishing hole in the TPC Championship. Although this is probably a little tougher. It's a little longer, and it's also a little more narrow, and the water goes all the way across the back of the green, and so again, there's a premium on, particularly on this hole, of hitting a good tee shot, and you got a pretty good little bit of undulation on the green going in. So it's definitely a great finishing hole, and it's from all the way back. It's just about 490 from the very back of the tee. So it can definitely be a challenge. Today we're into the wind, so it's a bear today.
And here we are in April, and we don't get the full bloom treatment of what this golf course is like. In another month or so, you're going to see the fescue grass, which is dominant on a lot of the holes, and it adds a whole different look to Bulle Rock.
You know, it's great from this standpoint. It's really neat to watch spring come, watch summer come. The fescue grows tall, it's green, and then it turns brown, and then the leaves come out in the fall, and there's so many different color variations. You know, from late spring to late fall. It's always driving up the lane every day, coming in the morning, and you know, from the golfer standpoint, when you come here, you drive a mile up that lane to come into the golf course, and if that doesn't get you ready to play golf here, I don't know what would. And,
well, from our vantage point, right behind number 18 at Bulle Rock, we can look up on the hill in the clubhouse. You made some changes in the restaurant, the bar area, and you have some great nightly specials.
We did. We have nightly specials: taco night, seafood night, pasta night, steak night through the course of the week. So if you're down here playing golf and you want to stay for dinner, there's always something good. We revamped the menu a lot, so it's priced very competitively. We've got tablecloth dining as well as casual dining in the rooms. We've got a banquet room, full-service banquet room, and some meeting rooms, so it's a great place to have a little corporate event if you're looking to get out of the Philadelphia area and do some golf entertaining out of town. You know,
the 19th hole is so frequently my best hole on the golf course, so I think I'm going to take you up on that.
Good,
okay?
Good.
All right. Hey, Rick, always a pleasure.
Harry, thank you.
To come down here to beautiful Bulle Rock. We got the winds coming off Chesapeake Bay. I know that sometimes is a bad sign, though, right? A little storm, maybe?
We might get a little storm usually when it comes off the bay, but it's finally spring's going to be here. So if you're looking to take that little venture, come down and see us. We're only really about an hour and 15-20 minutes out of downtown Philly without traffic. So we're 4 miles off of 95, so we're easy to get to.
As they say at Bulle Rock, named for a thoroughbred and designed by a legend. We'll be back. Teed Off coming up next here on Inside Golf.
If 5 friends are having a light beer and they all put their drinks down in the same place, how long will it take to find the Yuengling Light Lager? About that long, because the rich amber color of Yuengling Light Lager makes it stand out from the rest. The true lager flavor, however, makes it disappear. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yuengling Light Lager, from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.